I want to make it so I can put an image in here and have it so it can be something that I can see and have it use and have it load on screen. Now, we're going to talk about how to do that here a couple different ways. I'm going to do it so it's going to load at with the project. So what we're going to see is we're going to go over here into our navigator window, so Command 0, open that back up. In my navigator window, I have my assets.xcassets. Again, we talked about how this is where we're going to put all of our stuff for our project, like our music files, our sound files, etc. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to go to my Finder window. I'm going to go to my Downloads folder. So I have some files called Glitchy right here. And I'm going to drag them into, just by control, they've selected, I had Command. And we can see right here, I'm dragging them into this little outline section. And my xcassets is open. I now have 3 files, glitch, glitchy, and other glitchy. So I have these 3 picture files in there. Notice it doesn't show their extension on it. It just has information about them right here. I'm going to say save because I just made a change to that. And I'm going to go over to my quick little GitHub guy. And inside GitHub, I've made some other changes to this. So I added those files, the glitchy JPEG, other glitchy.jpg, glitch.jpg. And inside my xcassets, I have references to all of those files now as well. So I'm going to give as a summary message, I added files, image files, or images, image files probably better. Add image files to the xcassets folder. And so all I did is I went over to Finder, I grabbed the images, in my case they're in the downloads folder, selected them, and dragged them into the outline section of xcasset. It's really important to give names that make sense. This is some glitch art that I was playing with, so that's why they're called glitch, other glitch, and glitchy. Okay? Because it makes sense. It reflects what it is, what it does. And short file names are easier to deal with. Okay? So I added those into it. They're now inside the xcassets file. That file is a archive that we can use across our project. Really helpful. I'm going to go to my storyboard. And I'm going to go to my updated view right here. And inside here, I'm going to start typing ImageView. Oh, there's the first thing on. There's ImageView. I'm going to drag the ImageView right here. And I'm going to drag another ImageView below it. So I have 2 ImageViews on that screen. On the top one, I'm going to put a picture in at default right here inside the code. We're going to load it with code. The second one, the bottom one, we're going to load it so it'll load in code when the page loads. So you can see how to drag it and use a picture immediately, as well as how to use a picture via code, because it can be quite cool. So in my image view, on this top one, I go up here to the image view, I have the image, I have this drop down, and notice right here I have all of those files right there. So I'll pick other glitchy, and this really weird looking version of Henriksen's face with some bad digital glitch art to it. And this one has no image on purpose. So go ahead and hit save. If I run this app right now, we'll see what happens. I open up the app, I click on the lovely button to change screens, and you can see my glitch art face right there. So we have the ability to have a link right there. We are now going to do this so we can link the code with the image itself. So I'm going to go ahead and close my debug window. I'm going to go over here to my assistant editor. We now want to make it so we can load that programmatically. So we've loaded it inside xcassets. We did a load with it so it can go and just go directly to it inside our ViewController. We want to load now using it with code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the ViewController so it's highlighted, and we'll open up the assistant editor. I'm going to go ahead and close my utility window, and I'm going to close my view window, my navigator, so I have that scrolled out a bit. I'm going to go over here to my other one. So I have my ViewController right here. Like I said, I like having this showing because it helps so I can see exactly what I'm talking about, making sure I have the right one selected. So I'm going to go over here so this is clicked, so it's selected right here. I'm linked to my automatic, so it automatically links from here to its associated file. Again, always check to make sure on your automatic mode on this so it gives you the correct one. So on the ViewController, on Assistant Editor, I click on the down triangle. I make sure that my Assistant Editor is choosing for automatic, and it should have automatically linked the associated file. If it's not, then you need to go back to your view right here on this section. Go to your that, go to your identity inspector and make sure it's linked properly right there. But we'll get past that later. So we have the idea of this. I have two image views. Okay, I'm going to call this top image and this one bottom image. Really creative naming convention as always. Okay, so I'm going to do control drag from here into the class. I'm going to choose an outlet, and this will be top image. Again, it's going to be a week, and I choose connect. And I add in the modifier private to keep our regular class design. And save. Same thing right here. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to control drag from the bottom one up to and right there. Make an outlet and call this one bottom image. It's again a UI image view. It's also weak. And just like above, I'm going to add the word private. So I have two IB outlets that have been made. Remember, an IB outlet is a reference to the GUI component. So if an IB outlet, it's private is the modifier we add because it's only going to be seen internally. Trying to make sure that we have a good way of doing our code, making sure it makes sense. And we have our weak var. Top image is a optional UI image view. And I'm going to now add inside my viewDidLoad. This is where we have the idea that we can have something happen at load. And so loading this page's components, I'm going to say that my bottom image, dot image, equals the UI image, and then named, there we go. Thank you. Named, quote, glitchy. So I have right now the image view. I made the outlet to it. I'm assigning the image view's image. I'm going to initialize an image called glitchy. And that's something that's already involved from our xcassets account. So I have that right there. So on my view, if I get rid of my assistant editor, I have this lovely image right here of Henriksen's face squished and distorted. I'm going to have another one load right here when the app loads. So I hit Command Run. I stop. Successful build. I attach my transitions project. I click on this. And I have that amazing glitch art of my face. It is wonderful. It is glorious, I know. We pass it named and then the value of named. In this case, what the file itself is called. Again, the name of this matches what we put inside our xcassets. So inside my xcassets, I have glitch, glitchy, and other glitchy. I can make it so that when I make a button click and have that other one show up. And that's where that happens and how we organize it. So we have, again, what we've done today. We added a new file, which was that new ViewController. We made a new ViewController by simply going to new Swift file. We made sure that it inherits from the UI ViewController, and we import UI kit. We added the function viewDidLoad. We called the parent version of the method first, and then we called our specific information afterward. We added a storyboard. To our storyboard, we added a transition, aka a segue. Segues we name with a unique identifier on the attributes inspector. We added UI image views, assigning an image either with xcassets inside the display or programmatically inside the ViewController with the line of code that goes with bottom.image or name of the image .image equals, and then initializing it, passing it the type UI image and what it's named inside your xcassets file.